Hello, my name is Melissa Finlay, and I'm going to share with you my path to accreditation. So I started researching in archives and libraries at the age of 13. This was before really we were researching on the internet. I did start entering all my data that I was finding onto PAF, a really early version of PAF, if you remember that program. So this was back when it was just the cursor going across your screen and the letters being entered. Very simple, hardly any user interface. But that was how I got my start, and I really enjoyed finding more about my ancestors. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I started, and that was the important part. That's the important part of any educational journey, is just to get started. When I started at college, I went to Brigham Young University in Utah, and I actually started in a different degree. I still had a passion for family history, but I thought I should get my degree in something else. In fact, the something else was something in the science department, and I did almost all of what would qualify as the pre-med courses before I decided that wasn't really where my heart was, and I really wanted to follow my passion and switch to the family history genealogy degree. So I might have been the only family history graduate at BYU that also had all of the pre-med courses on my transcript. But that's okay. I learned a lot in both areas. As soon as I started in my degree at BYU, I knew that I wanted to work toward a professional credential. That was an important part of my goal. However, I had another priority, which was my family, and my husband and I got married at the end of college, and so I put my accreditation goal on pause for a lot of years. In fact, for 17 years, while I focused more on my family and doing my genealogy professional pursuits on the side. But then in 2017, I decided to go ahead and pursue my accreditation. Now, I want to share with you 3 tips that were important to my success. And yes, I had a strong educational background, a formal educational background. But when I was preparing for accreditation, it had been a long time since I was in college. I'd been involved in the field the whole time in various ways, but my formal education was a long time past. So here's how I feel like I was successful. First of all, I looked up what free learning resources were available. I didn't have a lot of money to put into it, but I wanted to dedicate as much time as possible. And there are a lot of free resources available to learn about genealogy, methodology, different areas that you're emphasizing in your region. But beyond just watching webinars, you can watch webinars all day. But the important thing is to practice the principles that are being taught. If you don't put them into practice, they never become a part of your knowledge, of your working knowledge, of your skills, and of those things that you can pull up when you're going to be tested on them later. So practice everything you're learning. Second of all is to branch out. I'm sure you've had a lot of experience researching your own family members, but you need to make sure to research in other areas of your region that you're going to test accredit in. You need to research in other archives than the ones that you usually default to. You need to try different websites that are available for your area that you've never tried before. Third, and this is probably the most important to me, when you get to that level 3 test, you need to know how to work on a clock. It is a timed test, and if you've never done a project in that manner, it's going to be very difficult. So I suggest that you practice several projects on the clock with the same constraints that you will have during the test. And make sure that you have your processes down pat, that you streamline anything that's not working smoothly for you, and you know how to work under that constraint, and you know how to get all the elements done on time. I hope these tips help you, and I wish you the best of luck in your accreditation journey.